patrol over 440 square miles, and we provide service to over 365,000 residents. Well, the 4 projects that we have in this referendum are 4 standalone police stations, which are specifically designed for police operations. And they will be strategically located throughout the county to maximize the efficiency of our workforce and to ensure that the officers who are coming to the aid of the public are able to do so with minimal disruptions from a logistical standpoint. One of the things that we want to do as we design these stations and we build them throughout the county is we want to make sure that there are a couple of features that are common. One is that they're readily accessible to the public and that they're easily viewable. A lot of our stations now, I'm thinking of one that's an old barbecue restaurant, is off the beaten path. It's on a side street. It's off Midlothian Turnpike, and there's a little sign that says police with an arrow, and you have to go down the street to find our station. We believe that we should be omnipresent. People in our community should know that if they need to find the police department, they can easily find the police department. And of course, we want those who are maybe considering making a bad choice to recognize that we're around, right? And we can't do that from side streets. So the Chester station is probably the nicest of our stations right now. It's off of Route 10, but it is got some serious issues in terms of ingress and egress. Again, it's a converted office building, but it is right next to Chick-fil-A, and I think anybody who's ever driven by the Chick-fil-A can recognize that, you know, if we have officers in the station that need to get out and provide assistance, they're going to be tied up, and frequently are, caught up in the Chick-fil-A line. Western Hall Street is serviced by a substation that rented in a strip mall, and there are a number of reasons why that's problematic. One, its size. 2, the fact that it doesn't provide any security for operations whatsoever. And again, it is, while it is on Hall Street, it is still off the beaten path, and it is not up front and present, so that if you're driving down the road, you could stop into your police department if you needed it. We want to be, as community policing officers, we want to be readily accessible to the public. And so forward-facing, easily accessible buildings, I think, are an important feature of where we want to go as a police department. One of the things that we recognize as we look to the next 30 or 40 years, which is what these buildings are designed for, is our western expansion and population growth. We know that we will continue to grow out west, and so police service needs will increase out west as well. It's the last thing on our agenda, but it is on our agenda for a reason, because we recognize that in the future we will need a presence out there, more of a presence out there. So we're looking to build a station out there that reflects the growth of our community. We also have to consider the reality that right now, every month, we're paying rent to someone else for their use of their building not designed for law enforcement purposes. The total estimated price tag for all 4 buildings is about $45 million. We're ready to get started on the first station almost immediately, which would be the Falling Creek Station. That is the busiest district in the county, and is the one that we've prioritized because it is where we have the most need from our community. And then we plan on deploying stations, every year for the next 4 years after that. I think the last 2 stations are scheduled for 27, 28. We're being recognized both nationally and internationally for best practices in policing, and we're very proud of that. But one area that has really lagged behind is our infrastructure and the buildings from which our people are being deployed. What we're doing is we're bringing this agency and this county into this century in terms of the equipment that we're providing for our staff, and we're making sure that our staff have everything they need to provide top-tier service to our community.